I'm at 780 Sundance Drive in Delhi Hills, Cincinnati, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. Our access point here is you can see a floor clean out there. You can see the rest of the basement here. A little bit of haze on the camera here. We'll try to clean that off. I think it's pretty good. But you can see the basement, and here is the clean out. We're going to go both ways. We're going to go upstream first, back into the house. We'll take a look at this part of the line first, and then pull back and we'll turn and we'll go out the front to the street, to the main. We can't check every single branch there. The camera doesn't allow me to just make turns and everything. It just don't make an articulating camera head quite yet. See, that looks like a chunk. That's grease, a little bit of grease buildup. It's not uncommon to find on the bottom of the pipe, especially on something this age with PVC. A lot of times what it is stuff from the kitchen, whether you dump it directly down or not. A lot of food, and washing dishes, dishwasher, stuff like that can leave some remnants down there on the bottom of the pipe. Another thing that does it is liquid fabric softener. Also has like an oil base to it that kind of can congeal like that. Now, if you look right here, look in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see how the angle changed on the camera, and it's pointing straight up. So we're going vertical in the rearmost stack, and so we went as far back as we could upstream, and the line looks really good. Have a little bit of smudge there on the camera again, and we'll hope to get enough water here somewhere to rinse the camera. I mean, I can see well enough, but sometimes it makes it a little more difficult for you to see, because it should be clear, but all this, the grease and stuff there kind of obstructs view a little bit. So we can see pretty good on the way out, but what we'll do is I'm going to run some water in the stationary tub here in the back of the basement. You should see that pretty soon. Kind of help a little bit. So having that little bit of buildup over, gosh, probably. Now, if this is 85, then about 45 years, 50 years. See, that's where the line's coming in. That's why it branches off like that. So we'll be able to watch, see how it functions also. But the interior line looks great. Structurally sound, no major bellies or build up. We saw all this on the way out with the water running back towards the camera's face. As you can see, it fills up just a little bit. That camera lens is only about a ½ an inch off the bottom of the pipe. So now we'll be going downstream and out towards the main. which is kind of strange in the mid 80s. They were still using clay on the exterior, and so it's PVC on the inside and clay on the exterior. Clay is still a good material. Obviously doesn't break down. The biggest fear you have is root intrusion, because if you watch here, you'll see a seam here, and then there's a seam about every 3 feet or so. So there's just a lot of, they're very small sections of pipe, so there's a lot of opportunity for root intrusion is the most common thing. But I don't think there was any major trees or anything in the front, so that's good. I'm trying to rinse all this junk off the front again. You can see also in the bottom left-hand corner, a 4% grade is pretty good. 1% is minimum. It's the same for sewer pipe as it is for, grading concrete. You want 1%, which is about 1/8 of an inch per foot. You can see that is a connection. That's normal. It's just when they rotate the fittings in the other end of the pipe, sometimes shows a little bit of separation there, but it's not a problem. You can see nothing was getting in. We're getting down to the bottom of a drop off. And so far this line looks great. I haven't seen any defects at all, which is what you want, obviously. And based off of the dive, I'm assuming we're going to get close to the main soon. Remember how I mentioned about the line there? There's a little bit there, about 69 feet, where we were underwater, but again, the water is running, and the camera lens is only about 1/2 an inch off the bottom of the pipe. And so when we get out to the main, we'll shut the water off and let it drain down a little bit. We shouldn't have any coverage. To get this, keep my camera lens clean, but it just doesn't want to cooperate. We could be in the main now. A lot of times this may come based off of the footage. I'd say we're way off the property by now, and there we are at the main. So we made it all the way out. I didn't see any major defects. What we're going to do is shut the water off, let it drain down, and then we'll get another look at it on the way back. But the good news was, the most common thing we see is root intrusion in old clay lines like this, and I didn't see any. So it looked really good. So we're going to pause the video, or shut the water off and let it drain down a little bit. Shut the water off. Will probably continue to flow for a minute here, but I'm going to take a look at this area right here, and as long as we can still see flashing, this is off the property, and so you can see that's where a repair was made. That's why it sunk. You can see the green pipe there, about 93 feet. And so all that was a repair, so it's just dropped a hair, but you can see that water level is not a problem. That was done by the Metropolitan Sewer District. You can tell by how tight that connection is also right there at the right. And so that is not an issue. It's just the spot that they repaired, so there's a little bit of water sitting in it, but it's not causing any issues. And obviously it's if there was any issues, that would be on the sewer department. We're way off definitely off the property at this point, but that is not a defect. The line, the water just raise up, overtake it. It's only maybe a 3/4 of an inch of water. And for a sewer line, that's very normal, especially something of this age. The line was a little bit clear. There we go. But again, this line looks great, especially for its age. It's really good. The biggest problem I've had is just getting goo on the front of the camera. Usually, we have enough water. Since we're at an 11% grade right here, there's no water to be found because it's all dropping down the cliff. Sometimes you can shake off a little bit there, but I can see well enough, but usually for people that aren't used to looking at it in the camera, it's a little distracting. But we could see all this very well on the way out. You can tell that based off the footage as we go. Here we are pulling back into the PVC. And we're coming back out of the clean out. So, the line looked great. I didn't see any defects whatsoever. The only slightly low spot at all was off the property and was at a repair that was made by the Metropolitan Sewer District. So it was off the property, so not a concern for the homeowner. The line has got a lot of drop to it, which is good. It makes make sure that the line is flowing well, and make sure that there's no buildup of solids anywhere in the line, which would have been a good indication of any issues. There was no root intrusion, which is another good sign. It's another common thing we find in clay, like I mentioned earlier. And so the line looked great. There were no defects to report, so that'll end the inspection at 780 Sundance Drive in Cincinnati, Ohio.